So building a successful relationship requires commitment, it requires your time, it requires effort. And guess what? It starts with you. Okay, so you need to decide that you really want to have a successful relationship. You really want your marriage to be successful, and you need to be able to take the time and give it the commitment and make the sacrifices that you need for your relationship to work. You need to be able to identify your weaknesses, identify your faults, those things that can drive your partner crazy, and begin to work on yourself just so you can become a better version of yourself, so you can become a better person. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you a few tips that can help you build a better and a stronger relationship with your spouse. Now, I know that there are lots of reasons, a lot of things that you can do to help you build your relationship. I'm just going to be sharing with you a few of them. If you do have any questions, any suggestions, anything you'd like us to talk about, please leave them at the comment section and I'll be more than happy to look into them. Hello and welcome back to Everyday Matters with Harry. I'm here to give you lifestyle advice and tips to help you live your dreams and achieve your goals faster. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do and click on the notification bell at the bottom so you don't miss out on any of my updates. Now, this video is a follow-up of my last video, which talked about the 7 reasons why marriages fail. If you haven't seen that video yet, it is packed full with information and tips that will help you build a stronger relationship with your husband or with your wife, so you want to have a look at it. I'll put a link in the description below so you don't miss out on anything. So the first thing I want to talk about is acceptance. Okay, so you need to accept your spouse the way they are. You need to accept them with their faults and their weaknesses. Okay, you need to say to yourself, you know what, even though you are not perfect, I know you're not perfect, I accept you the way you are, I love you the way you are. Okay, so they might not be the most handsome or the most beautiful, they might not have all the money in the world, but you choose to love them the way they are. You choose to love them even if they have character flaws, even if maybe your husband or your wife talks too much, or maybe they eat too much, whatever it is. Anything that you think is a fault, something that you do not like, just accept them the way they are. So there's a popular saying that love is blind, but what I believe is love is seeing that someone has faults, seeing that someone has weaknesses, but choosing to love them anyway, choosing to accept, choosing not to dwell on their faults and their weaknesses, but choosing to love them the way they are. So you need to accept your spouse, weaknesses, faults and all, accept them and love them. And you want to tell them, you want to make sure you let them know that, okay, you know what, even though you are not perfect, I love you the way you are. That brings me to my next point, which is communication. Okay, so you want to tell your spouse, like, you know what, I love you the way you are. You want to let them know, you want to build their confidence with the words you say. You want to say nice things, things that are kind to them, to help them build their confidence. So if you want to have a successful marriage, you want to build each other's confidence with the things you say. So communication is very important if you want to have a closer, a stronger relationship, a better relationship with your spouse, because it binds you together. So communication is a cord that binds you together. It helps you to get closer to each other. So I talked a little bit more about communication in my last video, 7 reasons why marriages fail. If you haven't seen that video, please do watch the video. I'll put the link at the bottom of this video so you can have a look, you can watch it for yourself. So another thing that can help couples build a stronger and better relationship with each other is understanding. Understanding is key to anything. Okay, so you need to understand your spouse. You need to understand what they like and what they do not like. You need to understand what makes them happy, what makes them angry, what makes them sad. You need to understand it when they want to talk to you. You need to understand when they don't want to talk at all. Sometimes some people just want to be left alone. You need to understand that, okay, this person wants to be left alone. You need to understand when they want you to just listen. Sometimes you talk to people and you want them to just listen to you, okay? And sometimes they want you to talk back to them, okay? To understand what they like and what they do not like. Okay, another thing you need to do is you need to understand their love language. So everyone has a love language. Everyone, men, women, everyone has a love language. One of my friends said to me, she said to us in a group, she said her love language is when her husband helps her out with chores in the house. Okay, so when her husband is cooking for her or maybe cleaning the house for her, she feels like she's loved. People have different love languages. People like it. Some people like it when they get gifts from their spouses, so they feel they are loved. Some people like it when they have just spent quality time. As personally, I like spending quality time with my husband. Then I feel like, okay, this is what I call love. So everyone has different love language. So you need to find out what your husband or what your wife's love language is and begin to work with them with those things. So you need understanding if you want your marriage to be successful. So the other thing I'll be talking about is interdependence. Okay, so it's good to be independent. It's good to be independent, to be able to do things by yourself. but it's also good to be able to depend on each other. So have something to bring to the table, have something to bring into your marriage. Okay, so whether it be money, finance, whether it be emotional support, whatever it is, just be able to bring something to the table so that it won't be like it is just the other person that is doing everything. So do not be completely dependent on your spouse, because when you become too dependent, you become like a liability. It becomes like a parasite and a prey. Okay, so you don't want to be a parasite. You don't want to be a liability. So you want to be able to bring something to the table. So stop being completely dependent. Get yourself something to do. If it has to be finance, be able to support your spouse emotionally, physically, psychologically. Be there. Just be able to bring something to the table. It is very important that you are interdependent. So you depend on your spouse and your spouse depends on you. Okay, so if you're completely dependent on your spouse, what happens if they're no longer there? What happens to you? Okay, so that's the more reason why you need to be independent and codependent and interdependent on each other. Another thing you want to do if you want your marriage to be successful is to stop setting unrealistic expectations for your spouse. Okay, so don't expect them to become what they are not, or to begin to do what they don't want to do. Okay, you don't expect someone that's an introvert to suddenly become an extrovert, or someone that's an extrovert to suddenly become an introvert. That's not going to work. That's just going to cause you heartbreak. Okay, you don't expect your husband to like everyone you like, or maybe hate everyone you hate, or dislike people you don't like. It's not going to work. Allow them to be what they are. Allow them to live their lives. So don't expect someone that likes going out, someone that's bubbly, someone that's always going out, meeting up with friends, to suddenly start staying at home just because you want them to, okay? So don't force them to live the life that you want, but allow them to live their life. And with time, they can become what you want them to be. So do not force them to live the life that you want. Okay, also do not set high expectations for your husband or for your wife and say, okay, I need this, or I need you to buy this, or I need you to buy that, when the money is not anywhere. So you need to stop setting too unrealistic expectations for your spouse. If you continue to do that, you just have heartbreak and your marriage will eventually fail. Okay, so what you want to do is set expectations that are realistic, expectations that can be achieved, so that you two can work together and become happy together. Another thing I'm going to be talking about is tolerance. So you want to be able to tolerate your husband or your wife. Okay, somebody said that marriage is a place of all offenses. So that's the beginning and the end of offenses. And if you want your marriage to last, if you want your marriage to be successful, you need to learn to be able to tolerate. You need to learn to forgive. You need to be able to learn to let go of things, let go of hurt and pain. And the final thing I'll be talking about today is do not take your partner for granted. Okay, so no matter how long you've been together or how short you've been together, do not take each other for granted. Do not get too comfortable that you no longer appreciate each other. Do not get too comfortable that you no longer say nice things to each other. Do not get too comfortable that you no longer see the good in each other. So learn to appreciate each other. Learn to say thank you when your spouse does something nice to you. When your spouse dresses up and they look nice, learn to appreciate them and say, oh, you look nice, or I like that dress, or I like your hair. Just say something nice. Appreciate each other. Don't get too comfortable that you no longer appreciate each other. So that's the final point. I hope these points have been helpful. If it has, please leave a comment at the comment section. Please like and share this video to your friends and your family, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.